Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we have Susmit here with us, who has been recently placed at Motorq as a summer intern as a part of his campus placements at VIT. He is here to share his interview experience with us. So he's a computer science student and Motorq is a Superdream company in VIT. It's actually one of the highest paying companies in VIT. So before we talk to him, let's look at the eligibility criteria for this company. So all students from CSC, ECM and ECE branches were eligible, provided they had a CGPA or percentage of 80 or 8 in 10th, 12th as well as in the pursuing degree with no standing arrears. Now let's go ahead and talk to him. Hi Sushmit, firstly welcome to my
Hi, Mira.
channel. Yeah, so would you like to introduce yourself to us first?
Sure thing. So I'm Susmit Singh. I am in third year, the second semester of third year, and I'm studying computer science with business systems at VIT Vellore. Some of my hobbies include watching horror movies, basically anything that has to do with horror.
Okay.
Yep, that's all.
Okay. Okay, that's great. You can now tell us about your about the hiring process, how many rounds were there, and what they comprised of.
Okay. So the first stage was the coding round that was common for all the applicants. No, even before that, we had to apply with our CVs and we have to write small essays like
Okay.
why we want to work for the company and stuff.
Okay.
Uh, this thing that Motorq did was way more comprehensive than the hiring round of some other companies I've visited. So most of our CVs were selected and shortlisted. So some of our CVs were selected and shortlisted,
Okay.
and then there was a coding round.
Hmm.
So in the coding round, if I remember correctly, they asked five different questions. The
Hmm.
first one was very easy.
Okay.
The second one was also elementary, but you had to apply concepts for a bit. The third and fourth question, they were lead code medium questions, I
Okay.
believe.
Okay.
Like the difficulty was comparable to lead code medium,
Okay.
and the last question was hard.
Okay.
I was based on graph.
Okay.
So those were the questions.
Hmm.
And as far as I remember correctly, I was able to solve four of them. The fourth question, I was not able to solve it completely. All
Okay.
the test cases were not passed.
Okay.
And that was the result of almost everyone in the college.
Okay. Okay.
Around then a bunch of people were shortlisted for the further rounds.
Hmm.
Now this is how the further rounds happen. The people who performed very well on the coding
Hmm.
round,
Hmm.
they directly had a some of them directly had a face-to-face round,
Okay.
interview round,
Okay.
and some of them had a further coding round.
Okay.
So I had a coding round,
Hmm.
and then after that I had a interactive problem-solving round.
Okay.
So the interactive problem-solving round was nothing but basic system design questions.
Okay.
They'll tell you that this is the given scenario, this is the use cases. We
Uh,
have to support, let's say, 20,000 people. How would you scale this system,
hmm.
build the system, scale
Hmm.
it?
Hmm.
So that's all.
Okay.
And then after that, since I had opted for SDET, which is software development engineer
Hmm.
and test, I also had a sort of a interactive problem solving round that was focused on making systems reliable.
Okay.
So I was asked questions on how to make a system more fault tolerant, just theoretical questions and
Hmm.
how
Hmm.
you would apply those critical concepts.
Okay. Okay.
Like how would you make an API that is dependent on a bunch of different modules, and you have to make sure that even if the modules go down, the API is still servicing, stuff like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So after all of this, now one thing that I would like to point out is uh, these different rounds, they were different for different tracks. Like we had a bunch of tracks. There was a data track, there was an application engineering track, an SD track, and an SDET track.
Okay.
So these rounds were different for different tracks.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, the people who were selected from these different tracks, they had to face a CTO round.
Okay.
So obviously the CTO right now is not in India, I believe.
Okay.
At least at that point, he was also not in India. So our CTO round was in midnight
Okay.
at our placement office.
Okay.
So he asked us a bunch of questions that what kind of people are we, what is our working style.
Hmm.
I think he was trying to see that if we would be a good fit in the company or not.
Hmm.
So after what? Counting the first coding round as a round one, two, three, four, five. After five rounds, people were generally offered the internship.
Okay. Okay. So you guys had to choose the between SDET or STE before itself, before you actually like during the application process?
So what happened is we were offered a bunch of positions. the software positions and the data positions.
Okay.
The data analyst was just data analyst as far as I remember. I can be wrong.
Huh.
But in the software position, there was a SD,
Hmm.
application engineer, and SD.
Okay.
So we had to do a priority ranking.
Okay.
The first priority this, second priority that, third priority this.
Okay.
And what happens with you is that, let's say if you are not able to meet the criteria of a particular category that you rank higher,
Okay.
they'll offer you that do you want to be interviewed for something that you rank at a lower category.
Okay.
For example, I'll take my example. My first preference was SD.
Huh.
But my interviews for SD, they weren't up to mark. So they offered me that, would you like to take a quality assurance round for SD?
Okay.
I was like, yeah, sure.
Okay.
So this is
Okay.
how it happens. You have to list a priority.
Okay. 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 That sounds great. Thank you for your experience and congratulations once again. Do you have any suggestions for people who want to get into good companies for internships or anything if you have to say, if you want to say?
No, obviously, the very mainstream suggestion would be do DSA, make projects,
Right.
learn a bit of system design at least before the internship.
Right.
If you're making projects, you'll know system design. That's not an issue.
Hmm.
But something that I'd like to focus on that many of my friends lacked was soft skills.
Hmm.
People are not going to hire you if you are not able to communicate effectively with them.
Right.
Even if you are an engineer who doesn't know a lot of concepts,
Hmm.
if you're just able to communicate clearly,
Hmm.
half of the tasks are done.
Hmm.
Because you're going to be working in a team. So soft skills are very important.
Right.
Communicate clearly
Hmm.
and just present all the points that you have to say.
Okay.
So that is, that breaks the deal or that makes the deal. The communication and soft skills. That is important. Apart from that, obviously, the importance order would be the first importance should be given to problem solving, at least at a very basic level,
Hmm.
projects, and after that, system design.
Okay. Okay. Okay, that's great. Again, thank you for sharing your experience and for the suggestions. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. Hopefully, I could be helpful.